It was a season of my life where I was really searching. I was hungry. I was pursuing something deeper in my relationship with Jesus, and I didn't even know what was missing. So many years of ministry and marriage and family and lots of good stuff, but I wanted more. I believed there was more. I hoped there was more. And a good mentor, a friend, a spiritual guide in my life that I trusted fully said, Carlo, I want you to take a period of 24 hours of solitude and silence. Okay, when you're in a busy life space, that's just not an easy thing to do. But he said, I want you to just spend this time with Jesus, and as much as possible, just let it be time to listen and to converse with him and be alert for his voice. So in the last several hours of the time that I had set apart, I was able to take a little hike into some foothills and beautiful little space with a creek running by and rocks I could climb up on. And I climbed up on top of this high rock, and I was reading this little paperback version of a book by Leslie Weatherhead on the transforming friendship with Jesus. I've incorporated some of those chapters into the surrendering guide. And when I was coming down the mountainside there at the end of the time, I looked at my watch to see how many hours I had. I was stalling. I didn't want to get to the end of the trail until the time was up. And so I was walking very slowly, very thoughtfully, listening. At one point, I thought I heard a noise, and I paused and looked, and there was a little group of purple flowers, and bees were hovering over it and buzzing. And, I just would have never seen that or noticed it on a regular hike. My backpacker style of hiking, pull out the map, get to the destination, set up camp. No, this was different. I had the time. I was focused. I was aware. My senses were on high alert. Well, it's good that I was walking slow, because just before my next step, I looked down, and there in the trail was a little lizard, but not just any lizard. This was a laugh out loud moment for me. This little lizard had a hollowed out acorn shell stuck on his head. Covering his eyes, his nose, his mouth. And it just looked so odd. I couldn't make sense of it. I thought, is somebody filming me? Is this a rubber lizard? They're going to pull him on a string and jump out from behind a tree and laugh at me. But, I had the presence of mind to take out my camera, take a quick picture of this acorn-headed lizard, put the camera away, and then I'm going to sneak up on him and see if it's really alive. Oh yeah, you really need to sneak up on a lizard that's got a hollowed out acorn shell stuck on his head. So I grabbed him, and sure enough, he was very much alive, wriggling in my hand. And so I got the great idea. I can save this lizard. I can do this thing. And I grab a hold of the little acorn shell and gently twist it, and off it comes. And there's his little beady eyes looking at me, cocking his head. What just happened here? So carefully put him back down on the trail. And while he was just sitting there looking at me, trying to get his senses together, I could almost hear him saying, once I was blind, but now I can see. Carlo, you have rescued me. And then off he ran into the woods, across the little creek and over some rocks. And what a moment. What a moment. I couldn't believe what just happened. And I stood there in the trail, just, what is going on? And that's when Jesus was stirring in my heart and in my mind. And I heard him saying this to me, Carlo, you're the one who's had a hollowed out acorn shell stuck on your head. I've been with you since your youth. I've been in you. I've been around you, before you and behind you, to the left of you, to the right of you. But so much of the time, you've been unaware of my presence. And today, I want to start an acorn removal process so that you will understand my nearness to you, my presence in your life, and the impact of my friendship with you. So kind of humbling, kind of maybe embarrassing, a silly story. But how about this? I came around to seeing the movement of God's grace toward me to accommodate the circumstances, to put that lizard in my trail, to make me aware, to make me in a listening spot where I could hear him speaking to me. Can you even begin to imagine how that experience, hearing God's voice speak to me, has literally changed my life and my relationship with Jesus? You can see it everywhere in the Sacred Art series, in these study guides. This is the stuff of my journey since that time. So maybe my story can be an encouragement to you. You can read it. I put it in the back of several of the guides, and you'll see the picture of the acorn-headed lizard. But there's something more important. It's your story. It's you getting in a spot, you having the solitude and silence, you having the pursuit, the mindset of wanting to hear Jesus' voice speaking to you. There's a page just after my story here in the surrendering guide, just a wide open page, my story of encounter and surrender. That page needs to be filled out by you, or use any blank page in the back of any guide or any journal. But what this is about is telling you a story that can inspire you to realize that God can use any circumstances. He's very creative. He's very graceful. If you want to get your orders from him, if you want to hear his voice to define your journey forward, take that time as you go through the series, special times that you can take for a prayer walk, to climb up on a rock, turn your attention and listen. He wants to encounter you.